All right, so normally on Bartley and Barnes, we are going to talk some music, and we still are, but normally we're going to have more, we're going to spend 20 to 30 minutes on music, but we're just going to take a few minutes here. One thing that, and I will warn you guys, when it comes to music, we're mostly going to talk rap and hip hop, but that's not to say, Keith and I mean, are fans of all music. I don't know. I'll speak for myself. Like, I'm a fan of classic rock. I'm a fan of, I love 2000s pop music. Like, I'm talking like the 2000s to 2010. I love that era of pop music. So we love most music, but we really love rap and hip hop. And one of the things that Keith brought to my attention was J. Cole's new album, The Off Season, and I listened to it over the past 2 days, and so I'll give some context. So I mentioned to you the other day, like, I think, and maybe mainstream is the wrong word, but what I said was that J. Cole is the best mainstream rapper out right now. And what I meant by that is he's the best rapper out that everybody knows who he is.
Sure.
Basically. Like, everybody knows the name J. Cole. But not to say that he's like mainstream like Jay-Z or like Eminem or Lil Wayne. I don't think he's, and he even calls himself a B-list celebrity in one of his songs. Like, I think that's a perfect way to put it. Like, those are A-list rappers, right? The guys I just named.
Right.
I would say maybe he's like the very, very top tier of B-list rappers.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. But to me, I've been saying this for like 6 years. Like, I mean, I personally have other rappers that you guys might not have heard of that I think are better. But as far as rappers that people know of, I think J. Cole's the best out there. I've been saying that for like 5-6 years, and I don't think it's even close. Like, I think Gio brought up Drake. Star Drew just brought up Drake.
Stardew's got Drake.
Like, here's the thing. I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan. I was a diehard Lil Wayne fan ever since high school.
Yeah.
And Drake first started popping up out of nowhere on Lil Wayne mixtapes. And we start hearing this guy rapping like he's from Canada and he used to be on Degrassi. And we're like, and me and my buddy Joe, the guy who was commenting about Kobe on the podcast earlier, like, we're like, who the hell is this guy? Like, and he just Drake came out spitting fire, like straight fire. And I loved him, and I still do love Drake all time, like over his career. Yeah. But at this point in his career, I just don't think he even tries to rap anymore. Like, I just don't think he's that good anymore. But anyways, I think J. Cole, he's still good. He's still good, but I don't I don't race to go, listen to the newest Drake album. Like, I didn't know J. Cole put out a new album. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh my God, I went to Spotify, downloaded it, and I'm like, I got to listen to this.
Yeah.
So I just think J. Cole, look, Drake is more than a rapper, though, is the thing. Drake is a pop star. He even has a song called Pop Star.
Pop Star, yeah.
And he even says he wants to transcend rap and be like a Madonna, like the Beatles, like something like that. And he actually is doing that because he has a ton of singles, like, he has the most hit singles of all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tied with somebody else.
It's incredible. All right.
I respect Drake as a musical artist, but when it comes down to a rapper, I think J. Cole's way better.
Agree. Although I've always been on the fence about Drake, but you can't deny, like, lyrically, he's
good. Like, I would never say he's a bad rapper.
He's the leaders of this new school, and he's kind of, now he's a veteran. But I mean, I look at the three guys are Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar. Those three guys are like the three guys over the last 10
and
years.
even look, I love J. Cole's song Middle Child. Like, I freaking love that song so much. And I think so. He says something about like Drake gave him a watch, and then he's like, and then shortly after that he says, like, they act like there can't be two legends at the same time. And I think he's talking about him and Drake.
Yes.
And, like, that's fair. But I just think
I thought he was talking about him, and I personally took that as him and Kendrick. But yeah, I think you're right.
But he doesn't even mention Kendrick.
But he did say no, he doesn't. But I think that I think it's those three guys. But because he said.
But all right, so
Drizzy gave me this part. I got to watch from Drizzy.
I've been off on my hip hop lately, kind of like my movie news. Has Kendrick put anything new out recently?
No, supposedly.
Look, I respect Kendrick as a rapper, but I just like, where's he at?
Well, there's a lot of guys that do that, but listen, that's okay. The albums he's put out are pretty incredible, like incredible.
You like the recent one?
Which one was the To Pimp a Butterfly? My son loves that album.
I did not like that album.
Really? It's a concept album, so it's a little bit. It's different. I understand. I get it.
Like, I don't know, man. I just like pure rap.
I hear you.
I just want to hear you flow. Like,
I hear you.
I don't want to hear all this trick stuff. Like, I don't know.
I get it. It's different. It's definitely different. Jay-Z did a similar thing with American Gangster. It was a concept album, and but it's still really good. But
let us know what it is, man. Hey, if anybody, and as far as this show goes, if anybody has recommendations, throw it in. We'll do our best to try to get to them before the next show, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And not just with music, with anything.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So what's it called?
The off season.
Off season, yes. Halftime.
All right. All right. I listened. So look, I've only listened to it beginning to end once, and then I listened to a couple songs outside of that. I think track 1 is the best song on the album. I forget the name of it.
95 South.
Is that what it is?
With Cameron does the intro.
Oh, dude. First of all, like, the beat is amazing.
Yeah.
The instrumental. And then J. Cole is killing it on that song. And then he says he's rapping a bunch of stuff with us, and he says, "Put an M on your head. Now you Luigi's brother." I'm like, oh my God, dude, that's what I'm talking about. But I like it. Look, I'll be honest. I don't love this album so far, but I'll tell you what happens with me every time. Hear an album for the first time. Oh, that was all right. Then I start listening to it over and over again, and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. That happens to me with almost every rap album.
That's gonna happen. My favorite on this album, I got 2. One of them is My Life. That's a song with 21 Savage and Moray. That's my favorite
good one.
Love that song. Yeah, I love that song. And then Pride is the Devil.
That's a good one. That one's good.
Lil Baby. Lil Baby snapped on that. Hey, Lil Baby killed that song. I'm a big fan. I like him a lot.
Well, real quick before I forget, so I even put this in the notes. So we're probably not going to talk about it though, but I put Da Baby in my notes because I've been coming around on Da Baby.
He's all right.
He's actually kind of sick. Like,
he's okay. He's right.
Look, not all rappers. I don't need you to be like the most intelligent lyricist for me to enjoy you. Like, that's not what it's all about. It's about rhythm. It's about, you got, and honestly, instrumentals / beats play a lot into music. So like when you got some dope ass beats, it makes your music sound better. But also delivery, voice, rhythm. It's not just about lyricism. It's an aspect, but all those things matter too. You can be the greatest lyricist ever, but if you don't deliver it well, then nobody cares.
Yeah.
So the way the Baby delivers, I just like him, man. Like he has a song called Babysitter, like that. I'll slap that at a party anytime.
Okay.
Like it's.
I gotta check it out.
But anyways,
I like Lil Baby. I think Lil Baby's.
So I haven't really heard much of Lil Baby, to be honest. So like I have no opinion.
Yeah.
But I like that song though. I like that song though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's got a great song that on the Space Jam soundtrack. It's really good. It's Kirk Franklin. But yeah, no, I think Cole's new album. My son J. Cole is his favorite rapper of all time. Like J. Cole for him is what Nas was for me when I was his age. So like he loves J. Cole. We're actually getting tickets to the concert. He's coming to Oakland in October.
Okay, let me bring up something really quick. You just reminded me about Nas. So when J. Cole was first coming out, he was like, he's a hot young rapper. All these guys came up to get like at the same time. Big Sean, J. Cole, Wiz Khalifa. These guys were all coming up at the same time.
Wale.
Like, the rap game was looking very promising at that time. Like it was looking good. Yeah. And I really liked J. Cole. And so and he was like a guy that like a lot of the legends were liked a lot too. Yep. And then he put out the song Workout for Me. Remember that song? Workout?
Yeah.
First of all, I love that song. I don't care what anybody says. That song's great.
Yeah.
But when he put out that song, apparently Nas was disappointed in him.
Nas didn't like it.
Because Nas was like, what is this guy doing? Like, he has so much promise. Why is he putting out a song like that?
He said he's better than that.
And I'm like, first of all, I love Nas, respect him. He's an all-time great. But who the hell cares? You put out music that you want to put out, and it should, if it works for people, it works for people. You might feel differently, Keith, but I honestly, like, I like that song. I play it, like, I listen to it like once a month. Like, it comes on my playlist. Like, and just because, like, what's wrong with putting out a song like that? There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay. No, but also.
And then he put out a song, like, apologizing to Nas.
Called Let Nas Down.
No, that was unnecessary. Like, he should not care what Nas thinks.
Well, he did. He does, because that's what, because he felt like Nas, Cole even said he didn't want to, I think if I recall, like, he didn't want that to be the single. Like, he didn't, like, for him, he's not that kind of rapper. He's not a radio guy. He doesn't make radio.
Okay, and then now he's using auto-tune and half the songs on his new album.
Sure, but auto-tune, but that doesn't, but like, okay, what you just said about Drake, right? Let's see, that's a Drake song, Workout, in my opinion. Like, that would be a Drake song.
But what's wrong with diversifying and doing a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that? Like, what's wrong with that?
Well, there's not a lot of people that do that. And Nas is known, if you know anything about Nas, like, he's kind of known about speaking his mind about those sort of things. And so he's not trying to insult a guy at all. Like, but he's done that a few times throughout his career, where he'll get to an interview, somebody will get him talking about different rappers at certain points in time, even people that are friends of his. He'll have some criticism though. But yeah, I think he just,
and no shade towards Nas for me. I'm just saying J. Cole shouldn't care.
Well, I think
this was like 10 years ago, so who cares?
Yeah, okay. But I think he just felt like Cole. He's just telling him, don't compromise what you really want to do
I'll tell you what,
accommodate, the radio. To accommodate.
I'll tell you what, J. Cole became more well known and made a lot more money because of that song. And I don't call that a sellout. I don't.
That's not necessarily a sellout.
If you could do something like in your career that was like a little different from what you normally do, but some people might look down upon it, but it's totally ethically fine. But you're gonna get an extra $50,000 for doing it. You would do it. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that.
Yes and no. Yes, you're right. But I think in Cole's case, and he hasn't made a song like that since. Not really.
No, and I know, I've noticed. Yeah.
But his lyricism has since then taken off. And that's what I'm saying. That's now he's looked at as one of the top 2 or 3 guys.
He's great, and I know we want him to get better, but I thought he was great then too.
Sure, and everyone did. But I think his thing was just don't look at a guy like, let's take Fabulous, right? Like, Fabulous made those songs. And
that's
people. You're right, exactly. See, but he made those songs. He made the songs with the R&B.
But he was still spitting fire on his albums, though. Like, why can't you do both?
Well, yeah, and he's a mixtape guy. But see, Fab got a lot of criticism, for being like this R&B kind of.
And if I were him, I would not care, because I got $1 million in my bank account.
And people don't. Yeah, I know, 100%, and that's exactly how he is. Exactly how he is. But I don't know. I think Nas just didn't want Cole at the time.
Yeah, like, that's just something I always think about when J. Cole comes up, because I remember that and I was like, what the hell?
It's like that song.
And I get it. Like, if I was an up and coming rapper and my favorite rapper criticized me, I probably would react too. You know what I mean?
I think in his sense, I think he just, because you do sound like everyone else, because there's a lot of people making those songs, especially at that time. And I think Nas just don't conform and sound. Don't try to.
But like,
because if you listen to it now, It doesn't fit him. Honestly, because I tend to agree.
I disagree. I think that song is totally fine, and the only reason it doesn't fit him is because he hasn't made another song like that. But
that's what I'm saying. But he's not that kind of.
He made that song. He wrote those lyrics. He heard the beat. He did it. He didn't. Nobody forced him to make that song.
There's a story behind that song. I think I wish I had it handy, but there is something.
Nobody holds a gun to your head and says, "Write this song."
Of course not. Of course not. But at the same time, if it doesn't, and that would be like someone.
Look, you can make those radio mainstream songs and still spit like good lyrics within those, and he still does.
But not everybody can do that. And
but he did.
There's few people that.
Those lyrics in that song are great.
But it's not. He's not that type of artist that makes those type of songs.
Says who?
That's just in my opinion. Obviously, he feels that way because he hasn't done it since.
No, I mean, if I ever met him, I would tell him that. Hey, I love that song. I would tell him that.
Sure, that's fine. It's a fun song. There's people that it's a fun song. Nas was like that. Nas didn't make radio hits. Mm-hmm. He had the biggest one he probably had was 25 years ago with Lauryn Hill with "If I Ruled the World."
I Ruled the World. And if you actually that's just because she was on it, like if
you actually listen to the lyrics, that's what exactly. There's a bunch of Outcasts is like that. Like people are like people got to listen to Outcasts. Like they're really way deeper than what people think. But they make these. Andre 3000 in Hey Ya, he had a song. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all just want to dance. And so that's what. I don't know. People, it's a tough line.
To me, like a rapper can be like, okay, this hot up and comer like lyricist, right? And still put out a song like that. Like, I don't think you can do both. Like, why exclude yourself from doing something? That's like a movie director saying, no, I'll never make a comedy. That's not me. Like, why not? Like, Steven Spielberg has made comedies. Like, you can. Okay, if you're not capable of it, that's fine. But J. Cole showed that he's capable of it.
Steven Spielberg made a comedy called 1945 or 1944 or whatever, and everyone killed him for it because it was apparently not very good. I've never seen it. And he's never made a movie like that since. So people are like, just stick to the thing that you do. And I think Cole's thing was, it maybe you're looking at it objectively for him.
But okay, so. If you look at it like, okay, maybe like hardcore pure rap fans, maybe they don't like that song, but like the general public loves that song. So like, what?
Maybe. But how much of that do you really want to? Do you want to make a whole album of that?
No, not at all. No. But you can put a song out like that every once in a while, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure. But I don't know how.
Okay, all right. So did it personally bother you that he put out that song?
No, not at all. Because that was a lot of people's intro. He was on Jay-Z's Blueprint 3 album. That's where I first heard him. But it didn't bother me because I thought, okay, well, yeah, he's a rapper. It's a song. It samples the Kanye West New Workout Plan song, and so I thought it was a fun song. It's got a lot of radio play, But I noticed he kind of just went away. I knew he had a song called, like I said, the song called "Let Nas Down," where he talked about it, and which I found it's interesting. I think his 2014 Forest Hills Drive album is probably his best.
That's his first album after he became famous, right?
I think that was his second album after the Sideline Story, which was his debut.
I can't remember which one of those it was, but
I think it's his second album, and no guest features. It's just him and he doesn't do a lot of guest features.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the one prior to that. Then, to me, that's his first album is his best album, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
I love it. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to go back and re-listen to them all, but to me, but anyways, all right. Okay. So, the off season, like, best album I've heard in a while.
I think it's great. I think it's great.
But I don't. Like I told you, I never really gravitate towards an album after the first time. Even honestly, It happened to me with every Lil Wayne album, every single one. I'm like, this is all right. This is pretty good, but I like a few songs. And then a month later, I love every single song. This happens to me every time. So I'm gonna keep listening to it. Maybe
I've been
I'll come
listening to
around
it.
on it.
I've been
I'll give
listening
my
to it
thoughts.
for 2 months. So
but still, I
like,
recognize he's still at the top of his game.
Absolutely.
He's 100% at the top of his game. So,
and that's the thing with Drake. See, that's the thing with Cole. Like Charlemagne talks about this on the Breakfast Club all the time. Like whenever his name comes up, like Cole is great. This album is great because it's just him just rapping, and it's just beats, him rapping. It's not that. There's nothing really too
features on this one.
Well, he just keeps it simple. Like there's nothing really, and that's what I think.
Well,
he's at his best.
And honestly, I will say it's a little weird that like every song is super short, and it's not like a lot of them are like he spits one verse and then the song is over. And I don't like, part of me, and I know I've noticed a lot of rappers doing that lately.
I love it.
And part of me, honestly, I like it, but why every song? Like part of me misses verse, chorus, verse, chorus, chorus.
Well, yeah, that's the formulaic kind of thing.
But like, all right, whatever.
Get away from, I think.
Spit a verse, let the beat play for 20 seconds, and say a couple words like in between, and then spit another verse. Like I want 3 verses from you on a song.
I hear you.
Can I get that, please?
Yeah. Anyway, listen. You like that's what you got. You got Drake for. Now you like Drake, so there you go.
I mean, I guess, but like
or Lil Wayne, or I don't know.
Part of me is like I like J. Cole. I love J. Cole. I love him so much. I want 3 verses from you on a song. Why do I only get 1?
Hey, listen. You'd be glad you got that. Happily you
we'll
got.
See, man. All right, man. So real quick, we gotta show some love to DMX. So I'll let you have the floor. We got to wrap up here.
I was gonna say, if you want, we can save that because I don't want to go too long on it. But just obviously that hurt DMX, and then a week later Black Rob, and then Shock G right after that from Digital Underground. Apparently, Biz Markie is in hospice care right now. It's just crazy for me.
It sucks, like, because these are all the, well, you especially, you grew up watching these guys, and then like I caught on to some of these guys when I was growing up, and especially DMX is one of my favorite rappers of all time. DMX I think he's in my top 10. I gotta look at it, but he's one of my favorite rappers of all time. My dad and his girlfriend, they used to listen to like all the old albums, like when I was just sitting in the back seat listening to them when they would play them in the car, and it was so good.
Yeah.
And and Black Rob, he sings "Whoa," right?
Yep.
Dude, that song's a hitter.
Put that, I'll tell you, you put that song on anywhere, and it's gonna go off.
Whoa. That's It's like that's what he's most known for.
As soon as that beat comes on, So just rest in peace to those guys. Certainly, it's just crazy because we've seen a lot of these guys are going in their early 50s and stuff, and it's like that hard living from 20, 25 years ago is catching up to a lot of them. So there's a lot. At the same time, a lot of guys are really actually taking really good care of themselves too. I see a lot of Nas and Jadakiss and a lot of people
nowadays, man. I mean,
keeping themselves in shape.
Maybe because that's like my generation, right? When I was like in middle school, then those were the guys I was listening to. So hopefully these guys can live a little longer.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, hopefully
I don't have to watch all these legends die when I'm 40.
Exactly right. That's what I was gonna say. So hopefully people start taking care of themselves now. And
rest in peace, DMX. I didn't even know Black Rob passed away, man. Like until you brought it up.
Yep.
On the show, when you texted me what you want to talk about on the show is when I realized it. But as soon as I saw his name, I was like, I heard whoa in my head.
Yeah, right.
That's what he's known for. But hey, any of us would kill to be known for one classic hit. Like it's crazy. But
if you get a chance,
DMX is the one that hit me hard, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I teared up, man. I just He obviously he had his faults and stuff, but he was always a work in progress, man. And he was learning, and it sounds like he was a really, It's an interesting guy.
But you were telling me a Black Rob album to check out, or
everybody,
what?
Everybody loved him. But if you get on, Black Rob, just check out his debut, Life Story. It's a great album, honestly.
Dude, so I have, I used to buy CDs, right? And then my car doesn't have the CD player in it.
Right.
Now, because I got a 2016 Honda. So now I have to do digital music. So I was buying digital albums, and now I have like Spotify, where you can get any music, and I love it. Because now that you're telling me about the Black Rob album, I can just go download it, and I don't have to buy it. You know, I already pay for Spotify.
Boom. So it's called Life Story. That's the album that has Whoa on it. There's a song on there called Can I Live with the Locks, and I'm telling you, it's a classic. It's a beat that got used a lot in a lot of mixtapes because a lot of people were freestyle too. But yeah, the four of them really went in on that song. So
what was the album you said?
Called Life Story.
Okay.
Yeah, it's his debut album. It's the one that has Whoa on it.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
awesome,
that's start to finish. It's a great album. So rest in peace to both those guys and Shachi, and Get Better, Biz Markie. You know, hopefully he can pull out of this. You know. So yeah, but you know.
Absolutely, man. And real quick, also, you wanted to talk about the Royce da 5'9" version of Renegade. Now, let me ask you: did this just come out? Like, did they release it late or something? Because I thought I've heard it before.
So he was on. I was listening back to Noriega, his podcast, Drink Champs, and he was on. I think it was maybe 4 years ago or something like that. And I heard him talking about it, and I was like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Yeah," and Noriega was blown away. He didn't know that either.
Oh, okay.
So a version of Renegade. So Renegade started off, huh?
This version has been out there though, right?
So he said it's on YouTube, and I went back and listened to it. I'm like, "Oh man, this is wow." So, but it's the same song, except it's obviously it was started off as a song that was going to be on one of his albums.
And for anybody listening who doesn't know, this is a Jay-Z Eminem song, Renegade.
Classic.
Amazing song.
Classic. And people are always debating still to this day which one of them who did Eminem kind of had the better verse.
I think it's close, but
it's a so anyway, look, there's a version, the original version is actually with Royce da 5'9".
So what's funny about this, I'll say I heard it before you said we should talk about it. I've heard it before. Okay. When I listened to it, I was like, I know this, but we'll go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's that. Yeah, so I was wondering if you'd heard it because I thought of you right away. I was like, oh, no. I wonder if Jacob's heard this. But
I heard it so long. I heard it honestly 12 years ago.
Right. Yeah. Right. Because he said it's it's been on YouTube since then.
But it's funny. Honestly, Royce kills it on this version, and we big Royce da 5'9" fans. And Royce da 5'9" is he was an underground rapper from Detroit that rapped with Eminem. Eminem was coming up in his younger days. But then I think obviously people know who he is now because they did the Bad Meets Evil album, which is incredible, actually. But, dude, I told you before, I respect Jay-Z. He is one of the greats. He's not one of my favorites, but I recognize him as one of the greats. No question about it. But I think even Royce's verses might be better than Jay-Z's.
So I thought about that too. And because Royce said that, when he talked about it, he was just we just weren't really. They both just said, we could do better." And then he said,
"You can tell. Can you tell by the song? It's doesn't quite sound right. I don't think they mastered it fully."
So, he said it wasn't finished. So he said they just sent M wanted to send it to Jay. And Royce, he checked with him first, and he said, "It was yeah, go ahead. If you feel like it would be better for him, go ahead." The only thing he changed was the part where he's instead of he said,
so Eminem's verses are basically the same.
It's exactly the same. He said he just swapped out the part.
And you could tell that he re-recorded it for the Jay-Z version. It's not the same recording. He's saying it, the way he says stuff is different, even though it's the same lyrics.
There's a line right before the chorus. He says, "And he's Royce from the King of Detroit, and I'm Mr. Sinister," and that's the part where he swapped it out. So but
that was cool. And honestly, re-listening to that made me realize how great Eminem's verses are on that. I wouldn't argue hard with somebody if they said those are the best Eminem verses ever. To be honest.
Yeah, like, I think so. He definitely brought his A game, and he made the beat too. So
yeah, no, for sure, man.